1 year after the Perry school shooting, we are seeing renewed signs of strength as the city continues to heal from that tragedy. Tomorrow marks 1 year since 2 lives were lost when a student opened fire inside the high school. 6 people were shot. A 6th grader at the middle school was killed, along with the high school principal, as well as the 17-year-old gunman who took his life. The community has wrapped its arms around those who are hurting. Beyond the funerals and the vigils, there is a network of counselors ready to help anyone who's still struggling. These support specialists include professionals, staff, and students who are available to meet tomorrow at the Perry Public Library and again on Monday and Tuesday from 10 to 2. Just walk in. People will also gather tomorrow for what's called a service of hope and healing at 1 o'clock at the Ben Franklin building on 2nd Street. It's open to everyone. They'll reflect on those lives that left us too soon. 11-year-old Amir Jolliffe and Principal Dan Marburger. Police credit Marburger for saving lives because he confronted and distracted the gunman, which allowed others to escape harm. Dan's wife Elizabeth visited with us today. She graciously sat down with Local 5's Connor O'Neill to reflect on the past year and share her hope for the future. Connor.
Stephanie, this is the second time Elizabeth Marburger and I have connected over the past year. She told me she still receives letters and messages from friends and Dan's former co-workers on a daily basis. Those gestures, she said, really make a difference for how she and their kids remember Dan. One year has passed Saturday since the Perry High School shooting, and when Principal Dan Marburger confronted a school shooter inside and saved multiple lives, allowing students to escape. Marburger was shot and died from his injuries 10 days later. Dan's wife Elizabeth reflected on the journey grieving a loved one months after the tragic event.
And I've said that to our kids, you know, on days that they've struggled. Your dad did not do what he did to save lives that day to destroy your life. So get yourself out of bed and get yourself through the shower, put on your clothes and go make the best of the day, because that's how you honor your dad every day. Is you make the best out of every day that you're given on this earth. And then that's honoring your dad.
Many people honored and remembered Dan throughout the past year for his time as an educator, including over the summer at the National Memorial to Fallen Educators in Emporia, Kansas, and by his family and the Perry community for being a father, husband, grandfather, teacher, and more.
You know, I just remind the kids, and when you've experienced deep love, then the opposite, you know, the other side of that is that deep grief comes with deep love, and that our kids are very fortunate that they had a great dad and they had a great relationship with their dad. And so the grief is deep because the relationships were so good.
Elizabeth said family, friends, and people in the community have helped make the better days more prominent in their lives, recalling memories they had of Dan.
We just have so much laughter, remembering memories of Dan, that it's very healing, but keeping his memory alive is very easy for us.
While it's hard to find a silver lining for things like this, Elizabeth has found strength in her community and bonds that can be formed in the wake of tragedy.
I just always know that comes from the heart, and you know, we're just complete strangers, and I just, you know, I've been thinking about you, and I just want you to know that, you know, you're always in my thoughts, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. We're always, of course, thinking of the Marburgers and all of the families impacted this past year. And like you heard Elizabeth just say, reaching out to the people you care about any day with a simple message can really make a difference.